If you have a parent or sibling that has diabetes, you are also at an increased risk of developing diabetes. If you have noticed any of these symptoms, it is important to see your doctor, who will perform the necessary tests to confirm the diagnosis. Together, we can beat diabetes.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
Fabulous Living Bahamian Style is proudly brought to you by Sky Bahamas. The skies of the Bahamas, we do them better.
When I really want to get away from the hustle and bustle of my busy life, I think of Small Hope Bay Lodge, which is in Fresh Creek, North Andros. It's set amid palm trees on a tranquil beach 1,000,000 miles from everything. The rustic beachfront cabins decorated in the beautiful Androsia fabric are TV and telephone free. Although I was still able to be connected with my friends and family via the resort's Wi-Fi. Who would have thought a lodge of this size would be able to cater to all of my fabulous needs, from the delicious cuisine to great cocktails to bikes for exploring beautiful Central Andros, and even scuba lessons are included. I was able to meet the owner, Jeff Birch, who told me about the history of Small Hope Bay, which was hand-built by his dad in 1960 out of coral rock, and today, the third generation, Jeff's kids, are running the place. And after a few drinks and good conversation with Jeff, his family, and their guests, I decided to join the local band and sing a few songs.
Okay, guys? Yeah. I can crack a couple jokes for y'all. My baby asked me what he could do to make me love him and keep me true. I said the only thing that I need from you is a little piece of that big bamboo. My baby give me 2 sugar cane, sweet of the sweet boy, he did explain. I don't know why he's so surprised to say I like the taste but not these sides. I want the big bamboo, bamboo. I love it. And we can slow it down for them a little bit, okay? Y'all ready? I want y'all to hear good what I said. My baby asked me what he could do to make me love him and keep me true. I said the only thing that I need from you is a little piece of that big bamboo. My baby give me 2 sugar cane, sweet of the sweet boy, you did explain. I don't know why he's so surprised to say I like the taste but not the size. I want the big bamboo, bamboo, hey. Ay, 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 ay. He working just to give me dollars. I want the ladies sing for me, okay? I want the big bamboo, bamboo. Ay, 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 ay. He working just to give me dollars. Hold on, watch this. My baby gave me 2 coconuts. I say, baby, these are real nice buds. I can take this advice from me. What good is the nut without the tree? I want the big bamboo, bamboo. Ay, 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 ay. I say working just to give me dollars.
From quaint resorts, to Bahamian-made fabrics, to mysterious blue holes, to learning how to hunt boar, to almost scuba diving, to nature walks, there's so much to see and do here in Andros. And I know there's even more. I know my personal assistant will definitely plan another trip here to the big yard very soon. Succulent seafood, delicious dining, personal chefs make things to your liking. So many islands, gems and keys, beauty to explore, taste and see. Living the fabulous life ahead. Let's live this life forever. Share each moment, our treasure. Let's live this life forever. movies and magazines. Get a taste of the islands, enjoy everything. Embark on a journey.
This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Bahamas National Trust in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
For 60 years, we have been here, the voice of the environment. Here, speaking up and for your national parks, all across the islands of this nation. The places God visits for vacation, spanning over 2.5 million acres of land and sea. How delighted then he must be to see a sea of pink, as flamingos mingle and haven like jingles play where queen counts still sleep. And if you listen, you can hear it. The words of gossiping parrots awaiting the diction of the day. All 365 of them, that's every day and every year, 15,000 children share in the beauty of this playground. Our name is yours. And we have been yours for years unnoticed. Don't forget us. Support us. Your national parks. The defenders of your environment. Join us. Remember, our cause is yours. The first land and sea park in the world is yours. Heritage. Here it is. When was the last time you gasped at our scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees? Don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, hear why the Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini is disappointed about developments in that constituency. Also, a Bimini resident is the latest COVID-19 victim. And a conference designed to empower women slated for this week. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shoshana Wolf-Arkinson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news tonight, the Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness and Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini making her contribution to the 2021-2022 budget debate in the House of Assembly last evening. The Grand Bahama parliamentarian admitting a bit of disappointment as it relates to development in her constituency, but she says she remains hopeful. Megan Shepard has our top story.
I believe in the people of West Grand Bahama and Bimini and what they bring to the success of our nation.
Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness Management and Reconstruction and Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, the Honorable Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, noting that her aim is to represent her constituency with distinction, diplomacy, and dedication. She admits that she is not satisfied with the progress made in her community for the past 4 years.
I am disheartened by the fact that we have a junior high school that has yet to be opened, 2 administrative complexes that are yet to be completed. This member wanted more for her community. This member agitated for it, but here we are. Does that mean that this member is going to abandon her team or throw in the towel? Not today. This member will fight for West Grand Bahama and Bimini.
However, Minister Edgecombe notes that despite the rate of progression, the constituency of West Grand Bahama and Bimini did experience a number of accomplishments.
1 million plus in road works and verge cleaning thanks to the Ministry of Works, covering parts of West End, the Bight, Poodle Bay, and stretches in Old Bahama Bay. $6.2 million in the tarmac at the South Bimini Airport, thanks to the Ministry of Works. School repairs over the last 4 years amounting to some 800,000 plus at Maracay, West End, Bimini Primary, Louise McDonald High School, Martintown, and Holmes Rock Primary. Mr. Deputy Speaker, we are progressing slowly, but we are progressing surely.
She adds that 320 out of some 503 homes have already received assistance from the Disaster Reconstruction Authority, and the remainder will be addressed in short order. Additionally, she notes that educational initiatives are also very important to the constituency, specifying that 92 students from the area are currently enrolled in PTVI, and over 250 residents have been engaged in the Bahama Hosted program.
We have helped college students, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and students abroad, locally and abroad, with college assistance, funds towards their studies. And we are thankful to the Minister of Education for ensuring that every single child at every school in West Grand Bahama and Bimini has access to digital devices to carry out their course assignments. Every single child in all of the West Grand Bahama and Bimini-based schools, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Now, despite her admission of disappointment, Minister Edgecombe says that she remains committed to the development of her constituency.
Hope will be kept alive in West Grand Bahama and Bimini, and faith and works will take place. Faith is the key that opens doors, Mr. Deputy Speaker. It is our way of life. It is who we are. We are blessed, Mr. Speaker. I will speak life into my constituents in our community.
Megan Shepard, SEDNS Network News.
A Bimini resident is the latest COVID-19 victim, pushing the country's death toll to 240. A 38-year-old female of that Northern Island passed away from the dreaded virus on June 14th. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health reporting 17 new cases of COVID-19 in the country, 14 of those cases in New Providence, 1 of those cases in Grand Bahama, and 1 in Bimini, as well as 1 in Andros. Of those 17 new cases, 5 are males and 12 are females. There are 40 hospitalizations, 3 are in Grand Bahama, 34 recoveries were reported. Switching gears now, the Ministry of Agriculture partnering with the Inter-American Institute Corporation and Agriculture to provide special comprehensive training to farmers and others interested persons as it relates to the benefits of biogas. Megan Shepard fills us in.
The Ministry of Agriculture, along with the Inter-American Institute Cooperation and Agriculture, facilitating a workshop to promote sustainable development goals, particularly as it relates to climate action. Technical Coordinator for AICA, Shakara Lightborn, explains the importance of the biogas workshop.
The significance of this workshop is that this is a way that farmers can use alternative forms of energy to decrease their cost of production. So if they don't have to pay BPL electricity, they can create electricity or gas or energy through their waste. In this case, we're on a pig farm, so we will turn that manure into energy. And so basically, we're teaching this farmer or demonstrating how he can turn his manure into energy that he can use on his farm.
Some 25 persons participated in the training exercise locally, but Lightborn says that the goal is to have this information shared across the chain of islands.
This is the second island we've done it on. We did it in New Providence last week, and now we're doing it in Grand Bahama. We are recording the whole session so that people and the other islands can always go back on YouTube and watch it. And so moving forward, because of COVID, we can't travel as much as we'd like to. So we're trying to get all of the trainings we do documented so people can always go back and look at the videos.
The corporation also facilitated training in composting, and Lightborn notes why this practice is needed for farmers on Grand Bahama at this time.
It's just Sustainable Development Goals 13, which is climate action and ways we can help to build up our soil, especially in Grand Bahama after Dorian, where a lot of the soil was drenched with salt water, and now we need to put more organic material back into the soil so we can have more productive soils.
Program Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture, Jerry Kelly, talks about what's next for the department.
Our next training will be the Agribusiness Incubator, where we are encouraging farmers and persons who are interested in becoming farmers or working in agro-processing to be a part of a stimulation of mentorship between farmers, agro-processors, food handlers including, as well as persons within technology. We want to encourage the youth and women to be involved into agri-technology, blockchains, and so forth. So we will begin this training program within 2 weeks from now.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, Senator the Honorable Fred Mitchell, issuing a statement on customs vehicle exemptions in Grand Bahama and Abaco. The release notes that the P.L.P. supports the public demand for the F&M government to allow all residents of Grand Bahama and Abaco who have letters of exemption issued before the 31st of May 2021, pursuant to the Hurricane Dorian exigency order, to utilize those letters to import vehicles duty-free for at least another year. Mitchell says the announcement made yesterday does not cure the mischief about which there are complaints, as the extension order only applies now to vehicles purchased before the 31st of May 2021. He asserts that the order makes no sense since Customs had previously agreed to honor all transactions in train before May 31st, 2021, and Customs should honor that commitment. The P.L.P. chairman says people seeking tax relief have purchased and attempted to import these vehicles on the promise that all transactions conducted prior to the end of May would be honored. But it turns out that this is not the case. He contends that the F&M government should not renege on that promise. The P.L.P. is calling on the authorities to act now to extend the order for at least another year. In other news, the University of the Bahamas North set to host a Zoom discussion this Thursday on the topic mismanaging culture. The panel comes after a commissioned piece of artwork was erected on Tino Beach, but within a week was removed by local officials. Tonight, that artist is sharing his perspective on art and culture and the goal of this panel. Megan Shepard has more in this report.
This past April, a visual artist was commissioned by the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, along with other artists in the country, to create pieces as it relates to issues affecting the country. Ben Ferguson Jr. then created a piece he titled Mismanaging Culture. The piece was then erected on Tano Beach, but within 1 week was taken down by local officials, as some labeled the piece as racist. Ferguson says that while he understands art is a matter of perspective, the piece was not about racism.
It's clinging to the notion that foreign is better. So it passed down through generations on ideas, perspectives, beliefs, and practices of this, whether it's done subtly or intentionally. So when I had made the artwork and erected it, unfortunately it was taken down in less than a week. And it caused a lot of confusion, a lot of talk about it. So now we're going to have a formal talk about it through the University of the Bahamas. And I'm so glad to be a part of the panel because art and community should be together. And this is what we got to talk about.
To this end, the University of the Bahamas North will be hosting a panel discussion as it relates to art and culture in the country. Alumni Affairs Officer Keturah Barb says they want to create a space for persons to openly discuss issues.
The university is proud to facilitate and engage in conversations surrounding the topics of artistic expression, race, racial identity, and culture, as they exist in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The university remains committed to supporting and driving national development. National development means more than training our workforce and stimulating economic growth. It means also furthering the social and cultural development of our people. A part of that is the encouragement of crucial conversations. We invite the Bahamian public to join us via Zoom for this exciting dialogue with artists Ben Ferguson Jr., Keisha Oliver, and Ricardo Barrett, and social psychologist Dr. Nyambi Campbell-Dean. You can register via the link on our Facebook page, University of the Bahamas North.
They say the objective is beyond the artwork that was removed, but creating a culture shift.
The goal is for Bahamians and residents of the Bahamas to treat one another with respect, to uplift our Bahamian people instead of us tearing one another down. And that is a serious thing in our country, where we have a culture of downing people, even the way in which we compliment. It is our culture. We go straight to downing people. And then there are other forms where we're taking advantage of in the workplace or as a customer. And I just want to see this change so we could have a better Bahamas and a better people as a way forward, because the culture has to be managed.
There are so many things socially that we're used to and that hasn't been called out. So the expectation is that we're okay going away with having the tough conversations, and then after the conversations, trying to find ways to put them into action for a better society. Like we said, national development. The only way we can grow as a country is to acknowledge some of these things and then build upon them for the future.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.